Click on Google, and there are only 20 to 40 words that are found on a predominantly white screen. That's it. Compare it to Yahoo and other search engines where the user is confronted with hundreds of words and advertisements. And here's what's crazy. 75% of all web searches are done on Google. They are simple, and so it appeals to people. Welcome to the 260 Journey, where 2 Corinthians 11, with the help of the Apostle Paul, is calling us to go Google with our Christianity. Here it is. 2 Corinthians 11:3. I'm afraid that as the serpent deceived Eve by his craftiness, your minds are being led astray from the simplicity and purity of devotion to Christ. I love that word that Paul uses, simplicity, because the goal of Satan is to lead you from the simple to the complex. See, Paul is telling us that Satan is a complicator of things. His goal is to move you from simplicity to complexity. And the most important thing he wants to complicate is how you become a Christian. See, Christianity is very Google-ish. Think about it. Romans 10:9 is only 26 words. If you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord, believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. See, religion wants to add to those big 26 words. They want you to carry a briefcase, go on a missions trip, die as a martyr, cut your hair, wear this length of a dress, don't wear this. The list goes on and on. But see, the Bible says, confess Jesus with your mouth, believe God raised him from the dead, and you will be saved. Add anything else to those 26 Google-ish words, and you've just been led astray from simplicity like Eve. God makes it simple for us. I mean, think about it. I love the name Jesus. So simple. Maybe not to us today, but back then in the first century, it was simple. Do you know that Jesus was one of the most common names of the first century? It was like someone naming their child John or Scott or Joe. See, I love it that God did not give Jesus some space age name like Moonstruck or Alpha Man or Zorg. God picked a common name and then gives Jesus even a common job as a carpenter. Common occupation at that time. Not something spectacular as technology director for Jerusalem. It was simply build stuff like a table out of wood. He wasn't creating things like Genesis, but building tables like we do. Why? God is simple, Satan complicates. Think about it again. Jesus boiled 613 Old Testament commandments down to 2. Why? Because that's what he does. He doesn't complicate life, but uncomplicates it. See, sin complicates your and my life. Have sex outside the boundaries of the covenant of marriage, like God says, and watch how life gets complicated for you. God is simple, Satan complicates. Finally, think how simple the playlist of heaven is. Think about this. Today in churches around the world, think of all the songs that people are singing and all the lyrics that we have to put on the screen. And think of heaven for a moment and the angels. They're singing one song and they're stuck on 3 lyrics. Here it is. Holy, holy, holy. That's what Revelation says. Why do the angels sing the same song? Wouldn't you think that some of the angels would say after 4 millenniums, okay, we got it. We don't need to sing these words on the screen anymore. Holy, holy, holy. Can't we do some elevation or Hillsong? Why did they sing the same song? Here's my simple take on the one song with 3 lyrics. Every time the angels look at Jesus, they cover their eyes when they see him. And I think they forget the words and forget to sing, and they get stuck on how amazing it is. The closer you get to the living God, the more simple things become. God helps simplify it. Satan complicates things. Let's get Google with our Christianity. Thanks for joining the 260 Journey.